Do you want to attain personal fulfillment and deepen your self-improvement journey? In order to understand where you are at with your self-fulfillment, plus where you want to go with it, you need to check in with yourself. What better place to begin than with a self-fulfillment questionnaire? This personal fulfillment questionnaire provides you with 15 self-discovery questions. These are going to help you understand whether you are living the life that you most deeply desire, and what changes you might need to make in order to increase your sense of personal satisfaction and fulfillment in both the little and the big choices that you make in your life. And just as an FYI, I am a certified life coach for solopreneurs. I specialize in helping you experience self-fulfillment and personal joy as a solo business owner, alongside improving your solopreneur productivity. Now, I do not work with kids, so this personal fulfillment questionnaire is really designed for adults. And you can use it as a starting point for measuring your self-concept, which is really going to help you to create that fulfilling life for yourself. This will also support you if you are aiming for self-actualization, or if you simply want to work on self-improvement and personal development. How do you use the personal fulfillment questionnaire? These are more statements than questions. The self-discovery question component of it comes down to how often do you agree with this statement? With that in mind, for each of the following self-discovery statements in our self-fulfillment questionnaire, you can answer yes, no, or sometimes/somewhat. For example, if you answer yes, then you agree with that statement 90% of the time or more. If you answer no, you agree with that statement 10% or less of the time. And if you answer sometimes or somewhat, that means that you agree with the statement about 40 to 60% of the time. But what about that 10 to 40% of the time that you agree or disagree, or that 60 to 90% of the time? In that case, you can either add 2 extra categories, such as not really or usually yes. That is one of your options. Or you can round up or round down to the nearest answer. For example, if your answer is about 20% of the time, then you're probably going to want to round down to answer no. If your answer is about 30% of the time, then you can probably round up to choose the sometimes or somewhat option. There aren't any hard rules with this. It's more about what you are feeling and experiencing in general to get that sense of your overall personal fulfillment. Now let's get into the self-fulfillment questionnaire. Statement number 1. When I wake up in the mornings on work days, more than half the time, for example, 3 out of 5 days of the week, I think to myself, ugh, I do not want to go to work. I wish it was the weekend. Do you agree with that statement? Yes, no, or sometimes? Statement number 2. There is at least one major life choice that I deeply regret making. For example, where you live or your career choice, etc. And it's something that I ruminate about. Yes, no, or somewhat. Statement number 3. At the end of the day, I often feel dissatisfied with how my day went. Like I should have accomplished more, or made a different decision, or done something in a different way. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 4. My hobbies consist of work, household chores, and watching TV, and that's about it. In other words, my life revolves around my solopreneur business and my family obligations without really ever having the energy to do anything besides just crash on the couch in the scraps of free time that I get. Yes, no, or somewhat. Statement number 5. I feel as though my worth or my value is tied to my business and or what I do for other people, such as being a parent or a caretaker for other people. Yes, no, or somewhat. Statement number 6. When I think about the different identities that I hold, they are all in relation to other people or external factors outside of myself. For example, my job title, being a daughter, etc. Rather than personal interests or something that pertains solely to me. Yes, no, or somewhat. Statement number 7. There's a negative voice in my head that frequently tells me I am not good enough, or that I should be farther along than I am, or that I am lazy or stupid or ugly. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 8. I don't know what I really want in life. I have been following the rules for what I should do with my life for so long that I'm not sure what choices I would make for myself or what I would choose if I could do things differently. Yes, no, or somewhat. Statement number 9. It's difficult for me to make decisions in my life or in my solopreneur business because I'm always factoring in what other people want me to do. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 10. I don't see much point in doing anything unless other people know that I'm doing it. I thrive on external validation. I will often do things because it'll make for a great story rather than because I genuinely want to do it for itself. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 11. I am disappointed in who I am. I had a different idea for where I would be at this point in my life, or I wish I were more like someone else. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 12. I care more about achieving goals and getting to the end result rather than the journey and the process that it takes to get there. For example, I often get impatient or frustrated along the way. The only thing that's really enjoyable about an accomplishment is when it's actually done. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 13. Mistakes and failures terrify me. For example, after I make a mistake, I feel really small or I fall apart rather than picking myself up or searching for a lesson that I can learn from it. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 14. I trust what other people think, say, or do more than I trust my own beliefs and thoughts. For example, I often second guess myself, or I'm quick to believe or agree with someone after they've put me down. Yes, no, or sometimes. Statement number 15. Even though I know what I want from my life, I don't allow myself to do it or to have it. For example, because I don't believe that I deserve it, or because I'm afraid to get what I truly want. Yes, no, or sometimes. Tally up your self-fulfillment questionnaire. This was not an exhaustive list to assess your personal fulfillment, but it is a valuable way to get an overall sense of your current levels of personal fulfillment, and where there's room for you to work on personal development. After you have answered yes, no, or sometimes/somewhat for each of the statements in that self-fulfillment questionnaire, it's time to tally them up. How many yeses did you get? How many no's did you get? And how many sometimes or somewhats did you get? If you added those additional categories of not really or usually yes, did you lean more toward the no category or the yes category? Or are they evenly matched? If you got 15 no's in this self-assessment inventory, then congratulations, you are making beautiful progress on your journey to attain personal fulfillment. But remember, attaining personal fulfillment is simply another part of the journey. It is not a static destination. When you attain personal fulfillment, it is a state of being rather than a thing that you have accomplished. We always need to continue actively making choices and living life in alignment with what personally fulfills us. You are also a human being, not a static entity. You will grow and change over time, which also means that what it is that personally fulfills you will also grow and change over time. In that self-fulfillment questionnaire, did you get mostly yeses or mostly sometimes/somewhat? That's okay. Don't worry. All it means is that there are things that you can do to become more personally fulfilled. If you got even one yes or sometimes/somewhat, that indicates that you are not living life to your deepest sense of self-fulfillment. And if you got more than one yes or sometimes/somewhat, then it's even more important that you start making some changes if you truly want to be personally fulfilled. You deserve to experience personal fulfillment. You deserve a life that brings you meaning and deep satisfaction. You deserve to live your life for you, and I'm here to help. As a personal fulfillment coach, we can work together on this. Together, we can identify your internal bottlenecks and the ways in which you are holding yourself back from personal fulfillment and your fullest potential. We can explore what it is that you are willing and not willing to change or do differently in your life. Willingness is a really important factor when we are trying to work out what is the best course of action for you to take. We can co-create mindset shifts, thought exercises, reframes, habits, behaviors, and everyday actions, all fully customized to your unique wants, needs, and lifestyle, so that you can do and be the change that you desire. We can design a safe, supportive environment for you to stretch your comfort zone, because you don't need to jump out of a boat without a life jacket in order to swim. I am here as your guide, and we're going to ensure that this feels good for you as you stretch yourself, as you challenge yourself to move into the next level. We're still going to make sure that it's happening in that safe, supportive space, so you can really thrive while you're in this process. I will compassionately challenge you, and I will help you to learn how to compassionately challenge yourself as well. You will learn the advanced skills of deepening your intuitive muscle and building interpersonal skills such as self-honesty, self-trust, self-leadership, internal motivation, and so much more. And we will develop a personal development plan in alignment with your personal development goals and take your self-awareness to whole new heights. Visit saganmorrow.com/coaching to book your life coaching sessions now. I am so looking forward to working with you. Link is in the show notes.